I'm taking a picture of you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. We are at Walmart doing some shopping, and Mommy Milestones has been looking at a Christmas tree. I have got a $3 Christmas tree, folks, that I got a long time ago at Home Depot on clearance after the New Year's. And I've been looking at this kind of flocking on a tree, and I couldn't really find any of this, and it's just basically like a frayed needle on a regular tree, and they're adding stuff like these nice pine cones and whatnot. We're out running some errands today, and I wanted to check some pricing on some Christmas trees to kind of get an idea at the different stores what the prices are. Now, I really liked some Christmas trees that I saw at Menards on sale. We also have space issues at our house. So at our home, a small tree like this would be perfect because it doesn't take up too much space, but you can see there's lots of bare spaces. So I'm kind of figuring out what can we do to fill in those spaces, and we came across this snowman tree. Look at that. Isn't it the friendliest tree you've ever seen? I just love it. No need for a topper, but then you start decorating it and the snowman kind of gets lost. So maybe not such a good idea. There's the SnoFlock trees, and that's really interesting. Not too much money, and still about the price range of a real tree in our area. $35 for a 6-foot tree. Not too wide. In total, this tree is about 2.5 to 3 feet wide. For a small space, like next to our piano, that would really do. This is a little taller, which makes it seem narrower. Not so much what I had in mind for a Christmas tree. It's more like the top of my Christmas tree. I'm used to like this, the 7.5 foot tall tree. Really great price on that, I'll tell you. I love this, but it's just not wide enough. But for a narrow space, really great. This is the full size version of this tree. I just love it. I just love this sister tree to it, the full size. It's 7.5 feet, white or color changing lights. And it's got the flocking on it, but it doesn't have any of the snow. And I really like the looks of this snow tree, but maybe not quite so heavy. Kind of getting some ideas here, but look at this. Oh, they went right over the lights. The pre-lit trees are really nice, but eventually, you know, burnt out light bulbs. My mother-in-law had half of her tree go out, but she had shopping channeled her tree and had like a 3 or 5 year warranty on it. I really like the look of this tree. It is natural looking. Just real nice, like a blue spruce, and it's soft. It's not pokey. They're more of like a vinyl instead of the pokey stuff. Very nice. Oh, it says birchwood. 7.5 foot. Birchwood, quick set, fir clear with lights, $150. Oh, this guy, the kids got some popcorn and it ran out. I really like this tree here with the lights. It's got some pine cones through it. Very pretty, and glitter. That would look really nice in a dark room, wouldn't it? But gold glitter. Not a big fan of gold glitter. I think I'd be more apt to do silver. So here's a good budget tree. Crystal pine, 6.5 feet for $80. I really like that. It's not too large. It's a foot smaller than ours. This is more size-wise, I think, what we'd be looking for. And somehow or another, could you help this, Murdoch? The snowman's button, this goes on the snowman tree over there. Some little kid brought it over here. I hope it wasn't one of my little kids. Miss Bethany. Oh. Little tinsel trees for tiny small spaces. That's nice too. Oh, it does look like a hologram. That is so neat. Wow, so we're getting some ideas here for some Christmas trees. Let's see what else we can do. So look at this. I actually found the perfect Christmas tree. 7.5 feet, $200, lightly flocked with snow. Some of it has that little thickness where it's frayed on the end, and snow. It's pre-lit, it's easy. Ooh, but $200. Now I don't know how much the snow flocking is showing up here, but this one is $200, and it is a pre-lit Keystone spruce. It's a little heavier snowed, and it doesn't have like the frayed bushiness, so it looks more realistic. I like that.
This one is huge.
It is. That's probably like a 10-footer. Yep, 10 foot. So I really like this one here too. Again, $200. This is Theodore Fir. I've never heard of that in the real nature, but very pretty. This is plain and simple. This looks about like the tree we have now, just a little bit smaller. Just like that price range one of the $89. This is a beauty. Look at that, a little heavier snowed. Ooh, I cannot spend that much money not to have a tree up for a couple of weeks. Now folks, if you're wondering why don't I just go get a real tree, I don't have a tree growing on my own land like that. Very pretty. Oh, this one has, see that? I like the pine cones in it. I might just have to add some pine cones separately to mine to have that look. Ooh. Large ornament tree, $379. We definitely don't have. So we went shopping for real trees a couple of years ago, and it was about $60 in our area for a fresh cut tree that would support the YMCA, I think. The fire department usually sells them. Now here's a Vermont pre-lit tree. No snow flocking, but it's got that frayed on it, $149. So this similar tree at Walmart, I like it. I can't say I'm a huge fan of just the stark bare trees. The stands are really different on these, but the trees go together differently. They're kind of like a three-piece tree now instead of all individual things that go in. Like my mother-in-law, she covers it with plastic and puts it in the basement. So $149 versus my old $3 tree. And it doesn't really seem to matter what I choose, whether it's lit or not lit. They're all in about the $200 price range. That's a lot of hay bales to sell people. My daughter was looking for a tree. She wants a little one like this. She's got a house twice the size of mine. She's looking for a smaller tree. Lots of little kids in the house makes a difference. It's a nice little one. Hey, hey, careful. So if you're looking for just a basic tree, I mean, they're not bad on the price on there. 7.5 foot tree, $79 and $99. This is not even with a sale going on. They're having store-wide 11% off throughout Menards right now. So you can save a bit of money there. But like this tree, $300. I can't do it. These skinny trees would be great for our small space, $60. 6.5 feet tall, very small. You can put two side by side, maybe a tall one and a shorter one. That would look pretty. So $80 for this. That'd be pretty ideal for our space. Yeah, that's a real nice tree. That's like grandma's, and I really like that. The LED Ultima tree. It's like the real one that we saw at Walmart. I really like this one here at the end. It's that lighter green, so it looks pretty even when it's not lit. It's got those fuzzy ends. But it's almost like, I don't know.
A little expensive.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
$350. I can't do that. Okay, so we are going to turn this pile into a Christmas tree. This is my $3 artificial Christmas tree that is at least 13 years old. And this is what I decided to do. I picked up a product called the original SnoFlock. And let me show you about this. It's going to turn this tree just like this. Your plain white tree into a snowy tree. You can put it on as heavy as you like, but we're going to give it a go. So that we can make sure that we get the inner parts of these lower branches really well, instead of just starting up high and getting the edge of the branches. I want it to look as professional as possible. We don't have a lot of huge family gatherings, but I still want this to last for a while. And we went with the 5-pound box instead of the 2-pound box because it was only about a $10 price difference. And I will tell you, as a surprise, in the package, if you leave a product review, you get a $2 refund back from the company. If you do a review with pictures, you get a $5 refund back. And if you do a review with a video, they're going to give you $10 back in savings on your initial purchase. So go with the 5-pound package. It is good for years. You can use it on garlands. You can use it indoors and outdoors. But if it rains, it could kind of goof it up a little bit. Keep that in mind. Also, you're spraying the tree with water. You can use a garden sprayer, like for fertilizing that we used in our carpet review, instead of a spray bottle, and it'll make it go a lot faster. If you're able to do this outside, then you can just use your garden hose on a mist setting to be able to get it going. First thing you want to do is mist the tree with water. And warm or cold, it doesn't matter. And that's what this flocking is going to stick to. So you're just misting it on to your liking. Now it can be kind of dusty, so if you're like our Murdoch, you might want to wear a mask. So Mom's taking over this part.
Pretty.
Now today is the beginning of the 12 days of Christmas. And we want to be able to decorate our tree Friday night. This has to dry for 24 to 48 hours. And I've just got this in a sifter. You can sprinkle it on by hand if you want. I have a small tea sifter for straining out tea leaves and such. That works really good. But you can pick these up at the dollar store if you don't have one. Now you can put this on as heavily or as lightly as you like. The powder and the little crystals separate and don't go through your strainer. So you're going to want to take those and sprinkle them over the surface of the tree to make sure you get some of that. If not, you can just leave it out if you don't like. how do you like this beautiful Christmas tree? The last step that I did was going over and spraying it with water. So the instructions say, as you're shaking it, spray, and you're supposed to start with a wet tree. So I just worked in sections because that was easiest for us to be able to do that a little at a time. We've got little ones in the house, so we didn't want to have to do the whole tree and then have to get that sifter in the center. So I really recommend doing this as you build the tree, being that this is an older tree that is not a 3-section like the newer versions. I thought this was a really good way to do that, and it did work out quite well. So we went around the whole tree afterwards and we sprayed it with water, and that helps set the snow flocking on there. I did a test of it on my finger just to see how well it would stick, and my hand was just wet from the sprayer, and I put some on the floor that the baby spilled, and it immediately stuck to my finger. We're gonna let it dry for 24 to 48 hours like the instructions recommend. If you have one of the trees that you build in sections, you can do this with the lights on and in place to have those flocked as well. And you can go as heavy or as light as you like. I went kind of a medium sifting on this. Anywhere that this was too heavy from it falling down different layers or the kids kind of helping with it, I just kind of shook off a little bit to help it fall to the next branches. And you can always go back year after year and add a little bit more of this. The 5-pound box, I heard people say that they had leftovers with the 2-pound box. And I thought, if I end up not liking this tree and I need to buy a replacement tree, then I want to have enough on hand to do that, or to do multiple trees. One day maybe we'll have a big, huge house. There's no reason to have to order it over and over again, right? We're all about supplies. So as you're stringing your lights and everything, a little bit of the fine particles may fall off a little bit. That's okay. We always have extra to go back and touch it up. So overall, I think the process was really easy. I recommend having a second spray bottle on hand. My spring on my sprayer actually wore out. They're $2 bottles. They never last very long anyway. So just make sure that you have an extra bottle going into it just in case. And for sure, if you can do it outside and have a bigger way to mist it, like with the hose, that's a great way to do it. But of course, I wanted to do it in the house. I thought about doing it in the garage and then bringing it in after, but then I didn't want to tear it all down and start all over again. Definitely cover your floor with something. I had an old sheet that I put down on the floor to catch anything extra as much as possible to help with the cleanup, and I didn't want to flock my carpet, so I definitely recommend this. It was a great way to save a lot of money. So give this video a thumbs up, like the SnoFlock, like the Christmas video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.